Hi everyone, all the lovely students here at YouTube channel of Swiflearn. I'm welcoming you all on the platform because I am back with an interesting easy chapter, the last session for grade 7 ICSE for electricity and magnetism. And kids, we have covered all the important parts of the chapter, but yes, I thought of bringing some more interesting parts which is actually relevant for the examination point of view. So I have brought this next session, that is this session, for you all. So everyone, before proceeding to it, let me tell you all about the platform where you get to interact with us all. So yes, we do provide you live interactive classes where you can interact with us all, right? Because when you can easily connect with us to ask your doubts as well, that's make you actually aware that yes, the online learning at Swiflearn is super easy and interesting for you as well, because all the things over here are actually incorporated in such a way that you can actually enjoy the 3D parts as well. And yes, there are multiple more things with you which you can actually enjoy over here in Swiflearn. That is, you can have the personalized attention from the teachers because we ensure that not more than 6 students are there in a single batch. So with so many of things which I have already discussed, I'm just telling you a few key features, that is the main parts to you. That is, you get unlimited practice test for which you can be accessible if you are enrolling as a child over here. So yes, you can take unlimited practice test because you know the more the practice, more brighter you become in your studies. All right, we also provide you detailed progress report. When we say detailed, we mean it not just from the subject point of view but also from the different parameters which a student should be having, right? So yes, we mean by it, and all the details are there in the progress report, including your submission of homework on time, how much time you have taken to complete a homework, in what type of question you have taken much of the time. All the details are also there. Okay, and yes, you get a chance to compete with many students from the globe. How? By the Swiflearn academic test series in which you can participate and can find yourself among other students. So yes, it will be a deciding factor for you all as well, that what else you can actually do to make yourself lift up high. Okay, so with so many of things, everyone, make sure you're booking your free trial class here, because in that way only you will be able to get the classes like how the classes over here goes. Okay, and if you are here for the first time on the Swiflearn YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe the channel and do press the bell icon as well, so that you can always come up to know whenever the next session is coming up. Okay, and if you like the session, do press the like button. It surely boosts us up as well. Okay, so we are proceeding with a sixth session, that is the last session of electricity and magnetism, and what all is here for us today. Let's try to begin. Okay, so kids, we have already learned so much in the chapter about electricity, how magnetism is related into it, and for today what we will be doing up is we will be discussing like अभी हमें ये clear है that what are the components we are using, but the components which we will be using, I will be telling you in detail today, that when we have to actually think of a circuit, when we have to learn about a circuit, what all components we can use over there and the symbols which we use for those. Alright, and how do those components actually functions up, like what different functions they will be showing up to us. Also, since we are here to learn about circuit as well, I will be discussing two important types of circuits which actually will be making you understand how these two circuits are different and are relatable as well. And yes, a very interesting simple part which you already are aware of as well, and yes, which is taken to be care of as well, that what precautions to be taken before the circuit is switched on. So let's try to deep dive into the chapter, and yes, not to mention, I will be also sharing some questions in the end which you can actually do over here, and that will be actually helping you all. So let's try to understand the very first thing which we have already learned as well. Now, as you can see that the circuit over here is complete. Likewise, the circuit over here is complete. How we can say so? You know that circuit complete means there should be a closed path. ठीक है, आपको पता है कि रास्ता कहीं से भी ब्लॉक नहीं होना चाहिए. So yes, all the components are connected and it is connected in both of the cases, like in a case A and in case B as well. But as we can see that as we are pressing on the switch, only B circuit, the bulb in the B circuit is glowing, whereas not in A. What has happened? The circuit is complete. The wires are all connected. Is the bulb not working? No, it's not that. See, students, we have connected a ceramic over here. The ceramic plate. Now, what is happening with the ceramic? This ceramic is actually creating a blockage for the flow of current. देखो, the current can flow from here to here. If you think of it, means the electrons can flow, but see, as the electrons were flowing in the circuit, obviously from here to here. Now, what you are observing, you have observed that as we reach out to here, you are having a insulator, right? You are having an insulator. Ceramic is an insulator, and you know that insulator are the bad conductor. It won't be allowing the flow of electrons. तो अगर यहाँ से electrons flow नहीं करेंगे, there will be no further flow of the current. यहाँ पे electrons तो flow नहीं कर रहे. So there is the blockage, or we can say the breakage of the path. ठीक है, the circuit is not closed, it is open at this point. That's why the current is not flowing, क्योंकि यहाँ पर ceramic has created a path which will be obstructing the flow of current. So we know that electricity flow from conductors. Why conductors? Because conductors carry free electrons. Always memorize this very important thing, because conductors carry free electrons, and since the electrons are free to move, they will be allowing the flow of current. Alright. So now we have got to know that whatever component we have to use in the circuit should be metallic in nature. Now the thing is, if we have to make a circuit, when we say we have to make a circuit, we have to use some minimal components to make our circuit. The very first thing is wire, which we already know. A supply, we have to use wires to connect, right? We need to use a supply in the sense यहाँ पर हम use कर रहे हैं this cell or a battery. In the household, we do not use generally only the battery, right? Because it will be draining out quite quickly. So yes, a direct supply actually enters your home, which you have seen as well. Okay, so we have to connect a supply, which we have connected at first position. At third position, we have connected a switch, because switch is important, and we have closed the switch and we have connected the bulb. The bulb is glowing. So yes, these are the few minimal things which is required. ठीक है, but the thing is कि हमें ये तो क्लियर हो गया कि हमने क्या क्या कंपोनेंट्स को यहाँ पे यूज किया, सर्किट को हमने कंप्लीट भी कर लिया. तो what all components do we require for our circuit? क्या क्या components चाहिए हमें with this? We have got to know we require a bulb. Yes, अभी देखो, for a minimal circuit you require a bulb. In fact, this bulb will be giving you an idea अगर आपने सर्किट में कुछ और भी चीज़ों को add on किया है. For example, AC is working, ठीक है, and there is a small bulb associated with that. So what will happen? The bulb will be glowing if in the case AC is working. You have seen that. So generally means a light source, a small source is used over there. You require a switch, है ना, to connect the circuit or to break off, क्योंकि अगर switch आप use नहीं करेंगे, so whatever cell you are using or the battery, it will be draining off continuously. Even if you are not using it, it will drain off. So switch is required ताकि आप अपने circuit को connect या disconnect कर सको. You require some wires, that is connecting wires, and not to mention a source of electricity. Source of electricity हम अपने, अगर हम एक circuit को बना रहे हैं just to ensure whether something is working or not, तो उसके लिए हम बहुत ज़्यादा पावर हमें नहीं चाहिए. And students, I am repeating for you all, do not play with the switches in your home. Okay, do not use that as a source of electricity to make any circuit. What you will be using up? You will be using a cell or a battery to make up the circuit. Always memorize. Do not play with the main electricity because that is having high voltage. ठीक है, तो आपको यूज करना है हमेशा एक सेल या फिर एक बैटरी. यू कैन यूज अ स्मॉल बैटरी. ठीक है. नाउ coming to the cell, you know that a source of battery जिसको कि हम सेल का नाम दे रहे हैं, which you have used in multiple places in your toy remote control, in your AC remotes, right? So you have used these cells in different places. It do not have much of high voltage, तो it's easy to handle them. यहाँ से अगर current भी है वो बहुत कम current रहता है, तो वो आपको कोई problematic situation में नहीं डालेगा. ठीक है. Now the cell over here is having two terminals. One is a negative terminal, one is a positive terminal. तो यहाँ पे जहाँ पे आपको एक metal का plate cap दिखता है, this metal cap अगर नहीं भी mentioned है बच्चों, तो आज आप याद रख लीजिए जहाँ पे आपको metal का cap दिखेगा, that is the positive terminal. Alright, and the ending part is negative terminal. These terminals are important to connect to the circuit. लेकिन बच्चों इट्स विल इट बी ईजी फॉर यू एवरी टाइम टू ड्रॉ द सेल? आप हमेशा सेल को प्रॉपरली आप ड्रॉ कर रहे हैं, इट विल बी टेकिंग सम ऑफ द टाइम, राइट? आपको टाइम लगेगा और हो सकता है कि कुछ बच्चों का मेरे जैसा ड्राइंग अच्छा ना हो. सो व्हाट वी कैन डू? सो वी हैव यूज्ड सम सिंबल्स टू रिप्रेजेंट द कंपोनेंट्स इन द सर्किट. तो उन सिंबल्स को हम लोग यूज करेंगे एंड we will be saved even if we are having not a good drawing, right? So the symbol of cell is two vertical lines. One is a long line and one is a short line with two bars. Now the short line represent the negative terminal and the long line represent positive terminal. क्योंकि आपको पता है सेल में हमारे पास positive और negative terminal है, so we represent it like this. Alright, so this is the symbol for a cell. Okay, coming to the second thing, that is switch. We have understood how to use a cell. अगर आपको बैटरी बनाना है, मान लो, पहले मैं आपको बैटरी का भी बता देती हूँ साथ में, that if you have to use a battery, so for a battery you may use two cells. See, it is representing two cells. And you always know कि अगर आपको दो सेल को कनेक्ट करना है, so the negative terminal is connected with the positive terminal of the battery. अगर आप इसके पीछे दूसरा सेल ज्वाइन करना चाहते हैं, so it will be positive and negative. इन दोनों को आप साथ में कनेक्ट करेंगे. That is important. That is important. That's why it is always required कि जहाँ पर negative mentioned हो आप उसको उसी तरीके से कनेक्ट करें. ठीक है. So this negative will be connected with positive. That's why vertical line, small vertical line, big vertical line, then small vertical line. So this is the symbol for a battery. Because you know battery is a group of cells, that's why I have shown two over here. You can even use many. Okay, so this will be the symbol for a battery. Now moving ahead to the switch or a key, which you use to on and off your circuit. So the open key is represented like this, a bracket with two dash. Alright, अब अगर ये closed है तो closed आप कैसे दिखाओगे? Again the same kind like in open, but here is a dot. So this dot will be actually making you know कि आपका circuit closed है. There is another symbol as well for open key or switch like this. Okay, so it represent कि ये open है. And if this part is over it, अगर ये part इसके ऊपर आ जाए तो obviously it will be closed. So it represent closed, it represent open. So there are two different symbols. Whatever symbols you want to use, you may use. So open key one way, another way is the shown one. So either you can use a bracket with a dot, or you may use like this or this. Okay, so closed के लिए you have used a closed symbol. This is for open, this is for open. Whatever you want to use, you may use over here. Okay, moving ahead, for the bulb or anything which is actually taking up the current, which is using up the current, so is represented by a. अगर आपको सिर्फ bulb को show करना है तो आप हमेशा ये bulb इस तरीके से नहीं बनाना चाहते हो, so you may use it like this. Yes, ठीक है. So you may use a bulb you may make a symbol like this. Just you have to make this and put a circle. So this is a symbol for a bulb. Just try it out, everyone. It will be super easy for you. Okay, this is the symbol for a bulb. Moving to the resistor. Resistor means the part of the circuit which requires some current. So you have to use, just make zigzag lines and two straight lines at the end, that is resistor. Because bulb is also acting as a resistor over here, तो bulb की जगह पे आप resistor भी बनाओगे ना, तो भी the thing will be the same. Alright, so let's move ahead with the symbol for connecting wire. Connecting wire आपके लिए सबसे आसान है. Why? Because you have to use just a straight line. So connecting wire को आप use करते हो and you show it as a straight line. ठीक है, आपने जैसे कि सर्किट में जहाँ पे भी स्ट्रेट लाइंस ऐसे देखी हैं, इट मीन्स अ स्ट्रेट, इट मीन्स जस्ट द कनेक्टिंग वायर्स. ऐसा नहीं है कि स्ट्रेट लिखा है तो आपको वैसा ही स्ट्रेट करके रखना है. इट इज़ जस्ट फॉर रिप्रेजेंटिंग सो दैट द थिंग्स लुक्स क्लीन, है ना. लेकिन ऑब्वियसली ऐसा नहीं है कि आपको भी अपना जो वायर आप यूज़ कर रहे हो पहले आपने उसको स्ट्रेट किया फिर यहाँ से. अगर आपका सर्किट इस तरीके से बन रहा है तो चलेगा. ठीक है, सर्किट में यू मे यूज इट लाइक दिस एज वेल. All right, so we have got to know the components. So we have got to know कि अब हमको अपने components को किस तरीके से लगाना है. So we have also used up all the components, but the thing is अब current कहाँ से कहाँ को flow करेगा. तो चलो हमने सारे components को flow लगा दिया. Now the current has to flow. अब आप सोच रहे होंगे current कहाँ से कहाँ flow करेगी. So very important thing, current किसकी वजह से flow कर रही है everyone? Current is flowing because of electrons. ठीक है, electrons flow कर रहे हैं तभी current flow हो रही है, as I have discussed earlier. So electrons कहाँ से कहाँ को flow करेंगे? जहाँ electrons ज़्यादा हैं, to the place where there are less electrons. So this is the negative terminal of the battery, this is the positive terminal. यहाँ पे आपको metal का cap दिख रहा है. So electrons will be flowing from negative terminal to positive terminal. Electrons negative terminal से positive terminal की तरफ flow करेंगे. But students, make a note of it, हम हमेशा current का direction हम लेते हैं opposite to the flow of electron. तो आपको ध्यान रखना है current का direction is always taken as opposite to the flow of electrons, right? So what you all have to do is the flow of the electrons will be from negative to positive, so the current will be flowing from positive to negative. So this is the direction of flow of electrons. Alright, so the current flow direction I hope is clear to everyone. So this is the direction of the flow of current from positive to negative. तो आपको ध्यान रखना है हमेशा जहाँ पर भी आपने मेटल की कैप देख लिया, यानी कि पॉजिटिव टर्मिनल ऑफ द बैटरी देख लिया, आप वहीं पे अपना एरो ऊपर की तरफ लगा दो and it will be showing you up the direction of the flow of current. Alright, so this is very important, that positive terminal of the cell, from there you have to show that the current is flowing from positive to negative. Alright, so make it a note as well. So we have got to know that current will be flowing from the positive terminal of the battery to the negative terminal. This will be the direction of the current flow. Very important. What is the direction of the conventional current? From positive terminal of the battery to the negative terminal of the battery. अगर मैं आपसे पूछूं व्हाट इज द डायरेक्शन ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, इट विल बी जस्ट अपोजिट टू इट. तो इलेक्ट्रॉन्स का डायरेक्शन कहाँ से कहाँ को होगा? आई एम शोइंग इट विद अ येलो कलर. सो फ्रॉम नेगेटिव टू पॉजिटिव. इलेक्ट्रॉन्स का डायरेक्शन हमेशा अपोजिट रहेगा करंट की डायरेक्शन के. राइट, सो करंट का डायरेक्शन इज फ्रॉम पॉजिटिव टर्मिनल ऑफ द सेल टू द नेगेटिव टर्मिनल ऑफ द सेल. ऑलराइट, चलो अब हमें सर्किट बहुत अच्छे से क्लियर हो गया, बनाना कैसा है कैसे है वो भी हमें क्लियर है. बट स्टिल मैं आपके लिए क्विकली और एक सर्किट बताती हूँ आपको कि सर्किट को आप मिनिमल रिक्वायरमेंट्स क्या हैं सर्किट के लिए. द वेरी फर्स्ट थिंग इज यू हैव टू कनेक्ट अ सेल और अ बैटरी. So this is what I have connected. This is a cell. I am connecting a switch over here. Either you can use this as a switch or the bracket one switch you have used up. Now you require a bulb. तो आप bulb को इस तरीके से दिखा सकते हो. This is a bulb, and now I have connected it all. So now when I will be connecting it up, when it will be closed up, so the current will be flowing through it, right? So how we have incorporated the symbols in the circuit. All right, now moving ahead, कि अब हमें सर्किट बनाना आ चुका है, बट द थिंग इज इफ वी हैव टू यूज मोर देन 2 डिवाइसेस इन अ सर्किट, हमें अपने सर्किट में अगर बल्ब भी इंक्लूड करना है एंड यू वी ऑल्सो वांट टू इंक्लूड अ चार्जर फॉर charging up the laptop or mobiles. So how do we do that? We have 2 types of circuits for that. ठीक है, तो अगर अपने सर्किट्स में हमें 2 डिवाइसेस को एक साथ यूज करना है तो हम कैसे कर सकते हैं? उसके लिए हमारे पास 2 रास्ते हैं. ठीक है, लेट्स understand both of the ways. One is a series circuit, another is the parallel circuits. So series circuits में what you will be doing up is, see, series circuit के लिए सबसे easy बात ये है that you and your friend both are holding the left hand will be holded up by the right hand. ठीक है, you are holding the left hand of your best friends with your let's say right hand. तो यहाँ पर लेफ्ट हैंड विल बी कनेक्टेड विद द राइट हैंड. इस तरीके से आपको याद रखना है कि वन एंड ऑफ वन डिवाइस विल बी कनेक्टेड टू द अनदर एंड इन दिस वे. ठीक है, आप ये समझ सकते हैं कि लेफ्ट वाला हैंड आप राइट वाले हैंड में कनेक्ट कर रहे हो सीरीज में, यानी कि साइड बाय साइड दे विल बी कनेक्टेड. ठीक है, तो आपने यहाँ पे 2 बल्ब को कनेक्ट कर लिया. दिस इज B1, दिस इज बल्ब B2. ऑलराइट, सो आप देख रहे हैं आपने साइड वाइज दोनों को कनेक्ट कर लिया. तो जैसे ही आपने यहाँ से स्विच ऑन किया, बोथ ऑफ द बल्ब्स विल बी ग्लोइंग अप. अब अगर यहाँ से आप स्विच को ऑफ कर देते हो, will any bulb will be glowing? No. So both of the bulbs will be turned off. So in the series what you have observed, अगर एक डिवाइस वर्क कर रहा है तो दूसरा भी बिल्कुल वहां पर ऑन रहेगा. यही बात इस तरीके से भी है. सपोज दिस बल्ब इज नॉट वर्किंग, so will this bulb glow in the series circuit? Think for a moment. No, it is not going to glow. Why? Because the current flow has obstructed. There is no flow of current in this circuit. यहाँ कोई current का flow नहीं हो रहा है. तो आपको पता है current को flow होने के लिए चाहिए closed path. What we can say? We can say that series circuit is not going to work for this situation whenever there is a failure of one of the device. Alright, तो इसका आसान रास्ता आपके लिए क्या है? आसान रास्ता है, बताती हूँ आपको. देखो यहाँ पे जैसे कि आपके पास ये डिवाइस काम नहीं कर रहा है, दिस बल्ब इज नॉट वर्किंग, सो दिस बल्ब विल नॉट बी ग्लोइंग. ऑलराइट, बिकॉज द सर्किट विल बी इनकम्प्लीट. आई एम सो सॉरी. सो मूविंग अहेड टू द पैरेलल सर्किट. अब जो हमारा प्रॉब्लम आ रहा था सीरीज में कि अगर हमारा वन डिवाइस इज नॉट वर्किंग एंड वी डू नॉट वांट टू यूज इट, देयर कैन बी मल्टीपल रीजंस. तो हाउ वी कैन एक्चुअली कम आउट ऑफ द सिचुएशन, राइट? आप घर में अगर अपना टीवी ऑन करना चाहते हैं, सो मे बी यू डू नॉट वांट टू टर्न ऑन द लाइट्स. ऑलराइट, सो ऐसा तो नहीं है कि आपने टीवी ऑन किया और सारी लाइट्स भी ऑन हो गई, एवरीथिंग अराउंड द रूम इज हैज स्टार्टेड वर्किंग ऑन इट्स ऑन. नो, क्योंकि वहां पर हम लोग सीरीज सर्किट नहीं पैरेलल सर्किट को यूज करते हैं ना. व्हाट इज इट द पैरेलल सर्किट? Parallel circuit means again you and your friends are standing, but this time the left hand of your friend and yours you have taken up together. So means, see over here, this is a parallel connection. Means this is, if this is positive terminal, so this is also positive terminal, right? This is negative, this is also negative. All the devices will be connected parallelly, as you can see. Means they are independent of each other. If this bulb goes out of order, if this bulb is not working, no worries, this bulb can work because only this path has got obstructed. तो यहाँ पर आपको करंट को दूसरा पाथ तो मिल ही रहा है ना. अगर आपको ये वाला बल्ब अगर खराब हो भी जाता है, सो दिस इज द पाथ फॉर द बल्ब टू वर्क आउट. ऑलराइट, तो फिर कोई प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं है आपके पास ये सोचने के लिए कि दूसरा बल्ब आपको नहीं चाहिए. एंड इफ यू वांट दैट बोथ ऑफ द बल्ब शुड ग्लो, नो वरीज, द करंट विल बी फ्लोइंग इन बोथ ऑफ द bulbs. right? So parallel circuit is a circuit in which all the appliances will be working independently. You can employ a switch for each one of the device. अगर मैं ये वाला switch on करूँगी, this bulb will be working. If I switch it on as well, it will also be working along with this, right? So this is the importance. And पैरेलल सर्किट इसीलिए हमारे लिए ज़्यादा यूज़फुल हो जाता है, तो वी यूज़ इट इन आवर हाउस वायरिंग एज वेल. ठीक है, सो सीरीज एंड पैरेलल सर्किट्स आई होप आर क्वाइट क्लियर, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो गॉट द थिंग इन द सीरीज सर्किट, आपको समझ में आ गया. अगर एक भी बल्ब वर्क नहीं कर रहा है, so means whole of the circuit is a waste for you. Parallel circuit, all the appliances are independent of each other, just as in our house. Now the last part for today is precautions to be taken around electricity. Why we need to take precautions. There is a relevance of it. You know that current actually is electricity actually is a savior for us. It actually helps us every time we are surrounded by the important uses of electricity. But very important part of this electricity is we have to handle it carefully. If not handled carefully, it can even cause many harmful effects. For example, the electricity can actually give shock if it is not handled properly. Shock in the sense one can even get cardiac arrest. One can even have serious effect to our CNS, that is central nervous system. So why? Because it is a good our body is a good conductor of electricity. Yes, if the current is high as compared to, not for a battery or that, right? A battery or a small cell will not be creating that much, because not much of current flows through it. That's why that is not a high current for us. But yes, the body even act as a as an conductor. If we are around the electricity, तो ये बिल्कुल कंडक्टर की तरह बिहेव करेगा. So what precautions we can take up? The very important thing is कि जो भी आपके components हैं which you are using in the house, they should be connected properly. अगर आपके connections loose हैं and if you have touched it, it can again cause a very serious problem. So the connection should not be loose, they should be connected properly. Connecting wire should be connected tightly to the components. Again, the connecting wire should not be connected loosely, again it can cause the shock. Okay, wet hands, very important. You know that the tap water contains some salts which make the water a good conductor of electricity, and if your hands are wet, again that can create a problem. So never ever touch any electrical components if it is in working situation. The switches as well with the wet hands, never connect the switches with the wet hands, because the switches, if you connect actually touch the with the wet hand, if the circuit gets complete, right, since the body is wet, since the hand is wet, it can act as a good conductor. So make sure you do not do it. Connecting wire should be covered, because if the insulation is not there, अगर आप insulation नहीं रखोगे, तो again it can cause shock. ठीक है? And source of electricity should be joined properly. Whatever the source you are using, if you are using, obviously in our homes we get a direct supply. Okay, so that connection should be joined properly. Alright, I hope the precautions are quite clear and you surely would be taking up all the precautions, right? So coming to what all we have learned today, so here comes some question. Let's try to answer them in the chat box as well. So what is a series circuit? So yes, as you know, earlier as well, try to answer it as well. I'm giving you some time to write it down in the chat box as well. So okay, you can pause in fact as well. So series circuit means जहाँ पर the current will be flowing through all the components. ठीक है, सेम करंट हर एक कंपोनेंट में फ्लो करेगा, चाहे आपका बल्ब है, चाहे आपने एसी कनेक्ट कर दिया है, सबको सेम करंट मिलेगा क्योंकि वो सीरीज में कनेक्टेड है. ठीक है, तो करंट विल बी हैविंग ओनली वन पाथ, and if any component goes out of order, the circuit is not going to work. Coming to the parallel circuit in which the current has different paths, all the components work independently, so If any component goes out of order, the current can still flow through other components as well, right? So coming to the difference with this, let's understand the difference between parallel and series as well. तो parallel में आपको पता है कि हर एक component को same current मिलेगा. Parallel में since they are connected parallelly with each other, so the current flowing will be different, और we can say कि हर एक component को जितना current मिल रहा है उन सब का total करके ही आपको final current मिलेगा. ठीक है. यहाँ पर सीरीज में जो भी कंपोनेंट्स आप उनको लाइन में कनेक्ट करते हो. पैरेलल एज अ नेम इज सेइंग यू कनेक्ट देम ऑल इन पैरेलल. दे आर अरेंज्ड पैरेलली विद ईच अदर. ऑलराइट. Now moving to the symbol for the following. What are the symbols for each? Okay, so there is some time for you to make the symbols for each one in your notebook, and now is the time to cross check your symbols. So first one is wire. I hope you have made it. The symbol for wire is a straight line. If you also have made the same, very good. A big star for you. Coming to the light bulb, I hope you have made it. If okay, so do cross check if you have made the same. This is the light bulb. Coming to the third one, cell. Do cross check if you have made the same. This is the cell. Moving to the battery, the symbol for battery is, or it can be made like this. Alright, this can also be done. Let me make it properly over here for you. Dash dash and then this. So this can also be used as a symbol for battery. Coming to the switch, the symbol for switch, this is for open and this symbol is for closed switch. I hope you have made the same, right everyone? Great job everyone. So I am coming up with a challenge of the day. I hope you have got the thing. So this is the open switch. If you are asked to make the closed switch, you can make this. Okay, so closed switch will be requiring this part will be closed up. This is battery, cell, light bulb, you can use this as well. Okay, or this resistor is this one, wire. Alright, so here comes the challenge of the day for you all. You may have seen the bird sitting over the wire, right? Don't you think that means if the birds are sitting over the high power live wire, they are really having very high power. So if they are sitting over the wire, why they do not get any shock? But what if we touch it? We surely are going to get the shock. Why the birds do not get the shock? And they're also living, right? So it's a challenge for you. Try to figure it out why the birds do not get shocked when they sit on the high power live wire. Okay, now is the time for us to play. As I have mentioned earlier as well, we surely are going to play the game in which we will be having some questions and we will be trying to see how much we have learned. So let's see each and every question over here. From the following symbolic representation, identify the name of the electric component. So which component is shown? Yes, it is an open key. You all are correct. Great job. Next question, identify the name of the given symbol. That's a resistor, right? The next question is, in dash circuit all appliances work independently. Yes, for sure, in parallel circuit, right? In parallel circuit all appliances work independently, and we have got the full score over here. Congratulations kids, you have done a great job. Alright, I hope you are clear with what we have discussed today, right? About the symbols and functions of each and every component which we have discussed. Series and parallel circuit, very important part from the examination point of view as well. Make sure you make a difference of it. I have told you some important points and the precautions which we should take. Okay, so I hope it was super easy for you all. So thank you so much everyone for joining in for the session. And yes, if you are here for the first time, make sure you subscribe the channel because we are bringing every day very important thing for you all. All right. So with this note, I'm telling you all, please take care of yourself and study well. And this is Vaishnavi saying you all goodbye. Bye bye, everyone. Take care and keep studying.